we will be able to manifest what we want in 4D or 5D, will there still be a need for replicators?
Yes.
Yeah, because not everybody is good at manifesting. Just like not everybody is good at drawing, and not everybody is good at writing, not everybody is good at making music, not everybody is particularly good at manifesting. There are some people who are really, really, really good at this, and there are some people who are doing at best, and there are some people who don't even want to do it.
And also, trying to manifest complex things like food, ships, houses, technology, that kind of thing. Some of that is just not possible with direct manifestation, especially in the lower dimensions like 4th or 7D kind of thing. And so the technology is required to manifest and to make those things, because you just can't do it straight bare-brained in those dimensions.
It also takes some of your personal energy to manifest. And if you're the one who's really, really good at manifesting, and you're, on task to manifest the provisions for an entire city, well, you're going to get pretty tired. And you're going to get pretty sick of it. It's much easier just to use Replicator.
As I understood an earlier statement, this is the first time an entire planet with its inhabitants that have ascended all together. As vast as the universe is, how can you be so sure?
I'm not so sure, but that's apparently what they say.
Yeah, that's according to the guys upstairs, and they have all kinds of databases and stuff that go back to the beginning of this universe, and even out into the multiverse history before this universe was created. So, I mean, that's according to the data that the people upstairs have on a historical scale. This is the first time that a planet has transitioned to a higher, had a wide transition to from 3D to 4D without the entire population having to either be completely removed or dying first to transition.
Why does the transition sound a lot like the rapture?
Well, probably because the rapture is a kind of bottlerized, heavily programmed mind control version of transition. It's also one that they like to say, well, only people who we like, who obey our rules and our particular brand of mind control may experience this. No, sorry, the real thing is far more egalitarian. Sorry, there's no special club. We're all invited. Well, there's a few people whose names got left off the guest list, but, regular people aren't off. They can expect to go. They can expect to attend the party. The ones who can expect not to attend the party are the ones who've been causing all the problems.
Yep.
Will there be a difference between the current 3D human soul and the future 4D human soul?
The soul is the same, regardless. It's still a soul. Your soul is not 3D. Your body is 3D.
How does the sun fit into the transition to 4D? And by that, I mean, what will happen with the sun and the process it goes through?
The sun is putting out a great deal of energy that is helping this transition. That's part of the reason why it's a natural transition, because it is a natural phase of the sun.
And also, it's transitioning from a yellow-white star to a blue-white star as part of its transition to become a higher dimensional star, and it'll exist mostly in the 5th dimension instead of just existing mostly in the 3rd dimension, and the yellow-white star to a blue-white star is part of that transition as well.
Yeah, it's already 4th dimensional. It's going another step up, basically.
Will our eyes have to adjust to that new light?
No.
No. It'll just be like, it'll be something like we're just naturally able
We'll be able to take it.
Yeah. And also, blue is the first royal level in color. So.
How is dark matter from the sun involved in all of this process, and what are its effects on the Earth and sun during the transition process?
A lot of what is currently termed dark matter is actually matter of higher dimensionality. The reason why it seems like dark matter to us is because we don't have the equipment that is fully capable of registering higher dimensional matter.
About Atlantean societies such as Lemuria and Mu, has any of that technology been found, and would that tech fall under our control after the Cabal is removed?
Okay, for one, I want to say that Atlantis is a separate thing, a separate continent, and a separate group from Lemuria and Mu. Lemuria came before Mu, and Mu came before Atlantis. Mu was in the main central continent in the Pacific. Atlantis is the main central continent in the Atlantic Ocean. And Lemuria sat where Malaysia and Indonesia and all that are currently. And as far as the technology, there's been a lot of technology that has been discovered not only by positive people and archaeologists and anthropologists, but also by the bad guys. And as far as what technology won't be released from that era into the hands of the general population, it will depend on the technology. We're not gonna be seeing, these big destructive weapons being released into the general population. And you don't give a toddler a flamethrower or a torch, do you? But
hopefully not.
A lot of the healing technology and the actual peaceful stuff will be. It's very similar to still a lot that's been in use for hundreds of thousands of years, so it'll probably be released into the general population. But what will be released first is the things that have been patented and suppressed that people have been creating, and a lot of construction opportunities will be, put out for the general population. Because it's not just about giving the general population a lot of technology and just saying, here, have fun. It's important for the general population to grow spiritually and emotionally and, that kind of thing, and not be completely dependent on technology. You want technology in a sense that it's going to enhance and complement what you're already capable of doing naturally, and that's how it's going to be approached.
Technology is never a replacement for society.
It's never a replacement for natural abilities either.
Is there anything like a science fiction TV show or book that would give us an idea of how advanced this technology is?
Well, like I've said multiple times, go out, watch the original, any of the series from the original Star Trek franchise. Also, Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda, Battlestar Galactica, Stargate SG-1, and all the other Stargate series. Those will give you a good basis for the kind of technology that's available out there and what life is like out there.
And also what we can expect things to be like, within 100 light years on this planet.
Yeah, for sure. And I wanted to emphasize, most certainly, especially Star Trek Deep Space Nine guys, that if you want to figure out and want to know what is going on currently, go watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine. It's, even though it was written and produced back in the late 90s, it's very current into what we're dealing with now and what is going on, and you can learn a lot from that series.
Out of all the more advanced and suppressed technologies developed by Terrans, can you give any indication of any of these being more trouble than they are worth?
Yeah.
nuclear technologies, anything that involves radioactive power or radioactive.
More trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, that right there would be a good start, because it when you drop a nuclear bomb, it not only causes this 3D destruction that you can see, it causes rips and holes in fabric of space and time and existence, and taking into consideration that space and time and thought are not the separate things they appear to be.
Not to mention what it does to the souls caught in it. That is really not cool. Yeah, it's very destructive. I mean, literally, a soul caught in a radioactive explosion gets shattered into billions of pieces and has been spread across, multiple universes and stuff. And then the spirit essence becomes trapped. It does not exist. It's not a pretty sight at all. And so I'd say that's probably the most destructive, not useful of advanced technologies that, Terrans have created. As far as what's been created and suppressed, the only limit to anybody's capability of creating anything is the limits they put on themselves and their imagination. Yeah. This is the reason why all the tree-hugging space hippies, quote-unquote, the very first thing they did was say, put the nukes down. When the U.S. government was thinking of it as just a convenient way or an effective way to win a war, we were much more aware of the full implications of using those things, and it's not good, not fun, not nice at all. They weren't just trying to take away people's toys. No, there's a good reason why we said, put the nukes down before we give you anything. But, that was the 60s before the Galactic Federation of Planets knew the full stories, and, well, here we are. Yeah. Now we're not giving them a choice. I think this is a really good example of the effectiveness of the will of the general population of the planet. All, 90% of Americans and all these people around the world have collectively come together, decided, and said no to World War III and said no to the war in Syria. And look at the effect that it's having, guys. Look at the effect and how strong and how powerful the general population is and the will of the general population. You guys have all said no and decided that it's not going to happen. And look, you can see for yourself, it's not happening. The ETs and the Incarnates can't save you, can't save this planet. All we can do is give you a helping hand. The impetus has to come from you. The first steps have to come from you. We do what we can to clear it away, but we can't do it for you.
Can all the crystalline energetic properties of natural stone, such as granite, quartz, crystal, and other healing stones be perfectly recreated by replicator technology?
Yeah, you can, but it's more powerful when it's given to you by the planet. For instance, we can replicate the crystals that the Tausetian planets produce, that form the basis of the star drives for the Tausetians and for the Silver Legion. But it's better to get it as a present for the crystal. And for anything major, the planet will give, it will purposefully produce that crystal for us and then push it up to the surface and give it to us.